and welcome. My name is Fake Fairy Tale and welcome to the 10th and presumably last video of this Let's Build a House series. So I left off last video telling you guys that I would finish up the bedroom. Well, I did. Kept it really simple. Didn't go into much details in Shadow. Just wanted to show you what it would look like when it's finished. And some kind of layout I would go for. It's really quick and dirty. I did it in a few minutes, so this is well, yeah, this is one thing you can go for. Um, for this video, I would like to show you how I go about making a quick conversion to a nighttime map, and just show you. I don't really make it perfect. Like I don't rework all the shadows. Occasionally, I'll just leave the shadows for the trees in as well, but just so that if you make a map yourself and you just want an easy nighttime version, that you know what to do. So to start off, I'd like to copy both the levels. Let's give them a proper name here, actually, because this is first floor. There we go. Oh. I'll create a new, and we label this first floor night. We clone the first floor, and then we create another one, which is ground ground night. Oh, and that's a little boo boo there. Delete. And we copy the grounds. There we go. First thing I always do is change the environment light, and we don't have to go like all the way down to the bottom over here. This is too dark, and that's not what we want. You just want to make sure that the map is still quite visible, but it's clear that it's evening or night. So in order to do that, like somewhere around the halfway point would be working just fine. You're really feeling the dark vibe, then you can go a bit lower. But this is more than enough for me usually. And you already start to notice where the light sources are here as well. And these odd highlights that I placed that look really weird now when it's dark outside. Then we're going to copy the hex code because we want to make sure that on the first floor night version, you're using the exact same ambient light. To make sure that you don't get weird color differences. And I actually see that I forgot to put a lantern here, so let's do that. Lantern. And I'll just position one on top over here. Boom. And maybe here. So first we'll add in some more light sources. I'd like to go for something quite orangey, because, well, basically it's a flame providing the light in the lantern. So I always presume the light to be quite orange, and the intensity I'd like to prefer. I like it a bit lower, and the range a bit higher. And I think this should do quite well. And we have to make sure that we open up these windows to not block light. Although, on the other hand, because now you see quite these harsh lines that look... I have to move this over. And which looks quite unnatural. So we can either make this one like a little less bright, but instead another option that you have. Let's remove this light and we can block it. If you have the Krieger shadows and light back, we can also use these half lights, half circles they are actually, like this one, and we'll place two over here. And we put them like right at the edge, and the color difference and the light difference doesn't have to be too much, but just so I'm actually not sure. Yeah, they're orientated the right way. This one, however, we want to turn like 90 degrees, make it smaller, and position it against the window over here. And I actually think, looking at the map now, that I'm gonna turn down the ambient light still a bit more. Or, no. Yeah, like so. Again, I have to make sure that we use the same ambient color. There. But I also noticed that these lights are just simply not bright enough. So I'll change them up for something a bit brighter. I think this will do. And make these little pools of light around the window. This one can be a teeny tiny bit brighter and bigger. Turn it again. I position it at the windows. So that's the first thing that I always like to do is just making sure the light that's on the inside of the building flows out through the windows. And occasionally on the outside you have some lanterns as well. In this map we don't, but in that case you can add them. Or another little trick I often apply is give the idea that there is a lantern actually just outside the map. So for example, over here we'll have a lantern, or if you want to, no, this is fine over here. Just, to change it up a little bit and make sure that there's something to see on the outside as well. And I think in the upstairs, this is quite fine already. If you have some brighter light sources, you can also add highlights according to them. That, however, takes quite some time. And if you want to do that, you can just go back into the video series and check up on the highlights that I placed there. It's basically the same theory, but just a little bit different. And I really want to keep this very quick and easy. So we'll have to, again, remove the light sources that are already in here. Make sure that we remove all the highlights. Come on, guys. We'll leave that as is. This one can go, that one can go. And we go again for some different light sources. And let's say that the candles are lit, and of course the lantern is lit. I think I'd go for a bit higher intensity. And over there as well, we'll just remove the old one, top one. And again here, I don't really like the lines that the lights make right now, so I'm just gonna close up all the windows, and we can rinse and repeat what we did upstairs. I won't do it with all the windows. Again, take a half circle, turn down the brightness somewhat, place it down, turn it around. It'll let me. Perfect. And we do this for all the windows that are here. And well, then you already got quite a bit of gloomy lighting here in the living room. And I don't really think you need to do anything else in this specific case because, well, there are no real very big new shadows that that will originate from the light sources. For example, if you'd light up these candles, you could add a shadow here as well from the back of the chair that is cast on the ground. But that's not well, you don't have to. The map still looks good. It's quite clear that we're in the evening or in the night right now. For the outside, however, generally speaking, I don't change too much about it, but one of the things that you can do is remove the very big shadows. So we'll take out the one at the bottom over here, because that's definitely not a shadow that will be there when the sun's gone. And these ones are way too intense right now. So we'll remove them. And we'll add the same shadow, but like I discussed in the last video, we'll just take it on higher opacity of, let's say, 25. And we'll just place down a new one. Go. Now, if we, for example, place the light source a bit further to this side, for whatever reason, we can change up the shadows actually, because in that case, they will cast a shadow on the opposite side. I'll just place it like so. And we have to edit some points, make sure it casts a shadow in the right direction away from the lights. See if it's about right. It's about right. And fine for now. And that means that this one, let's see if I can get it. No, actually can't. Can I? Always quite hard to get. No, we'll just do an entirely new one. Away from the light source. And we take this shadow path, put it over there. And that's all you basically need for a conversion to night. And you can go into detail here. Again, you can change up these shadows, but they're not so obvious that they are in the wrong direction. Generally speaking, most people won't really notice. You can move away these shadows a bit on the edges, but I do like the way that they actually add a bit of depth. Still, if there's some moonlight, for example, you still have some shadows cast by trees. So, you know, it doesn't really harm the map. And if you want to keep it quick, I highly recommend you do it like this. So that means that we've come to an end of this video series for now. I actually enjoyed making all these videos a lot, and I intend to keep going on in the future for sure. Right now, I want to summarize all the tips I gave in a single video. I'm going to try to make it a bit more energetic as well, and really keep it straight and to the point. So if you need a refresher, you don't need to dive in the entire series, but you also can still look up that video and get all the information and all the quick tips. I expect that to be released later next week. And then we'll continue on with another series, perhaps look at some caves, or I have quite a few ideas. However, if you have some suggestions or things you'd like to see me do or like to see me help you with, please reach out in the comments. I read every single one of them, especially now they're not that much yet. And it will be a great source of inspiration for me to make some new videos and make sure that they're the videos that you like. Thank you again for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like, favorite, or subscribe button. And I hope to see you again in the next video.